Avengers, assemble! Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. So the Avengers game was released this week. As you guys may have seen me play it, I launched a new channel called Multiverse 616 where I will cover Marvel games. So the Multiverse channel will pretty much become the official DC Universe games or something like that. So tonight I thought we could cover the Avengers. I'm not going to cover all the characters or all the styles. I already made videos about Captain America. I've made videos about the Iron Man in the past and various other Avengers. So if you search through my videos for various other Avengers character or just the Avengers, you'll find various videos that I made already. But I thought we could make let's say an updated version. Like for example, with the new Flash Call, we can create a pretty cool looking Captain America. So if somehow you did not have the Flash Call from the marketplace, or if you did not want to spend $2 to purchase it from the marketplace, now you can get the Flash Call from the broker. And I assume in roughly 2 years, you should be able to get the Flash Call from your friend Booster Gold. So this is the future Flash Call that we can get from the Flashpoint time capsule, and we can also get it from the broker. For the chest piece, that is the M-suit chest piece. The pants are the Retrotech pants. The boots are the clean cuffed boots. And the gloves are the slimline gloves. And of course, we have the shield that we can get at character creation. That gives us a pretty awesome looking Captain America shield. And something that makes the shield even better is the Commander Steel emblem. You can get the Commander Steel emblem from the broker, or you can get it from Booster Gold at this point. And I almost forgot the square buckle belt that you can get at character creation. Although the future Flash Call is like a battle hardened look, like with all the scratches and all that stuff, so I might try to come up with a better Captain America look in order to be able to profit from that or benefit from having those scratches. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And here we have the Iron Man armor. I'm using the classic tech for the headpiece. I'm using the retro tech for the gloves and the boots. The shorts are just the brief shorts. The belt is one of the checkmate belt. The chest is the cyborg chest, the cybernetic chest piece. And I'm using the spindrift shoulders without an emblem. And I'm using the chrome skin so that we can have some metallic arms and legs. And obviously I put the chrome skin yellow. And I'm using the golden chromo material, which allows us to have a pretty darn good looking Iron Man character. I made various videos with Iron Man, so if you want to see more versions of Iron Man, just look at my videos. Next we have the mighty Thor. I used the dystopian Amazon chest piece so that the arms could be not covered. But obviously it should not be stars, it should be like those yellow circles that Thor has on his suit. I could use the fourth world chest piece to be able to get those circles on the Thor's chest. Sadly, as you can see, it covers the arms of the character, so I prefer to go with the dystopian Amazon chest piece. So for the shoulders, I went with the Riot shoulders. The headpiece, that's the Cersei headpiece. The bracelet are the Magic Champion's hand pieces. The belt is the Battle Hawk. The pants are the New Genesis pants. The boots are the Vestment of Rage boots. The cape is the classic cape. And I've pretty much applied the black neon chromo material everywhere except maybe for the headpiece and the cape. So the black neon chromo material allowed me to have a lot of black on the Thor's look, but also it allowed me to have some colors where I needed to have the color. And of course, you need a one-handed hammer. Sadly, you cannot throw the hammer, so you cannot have the hammer be thrown and come back. If you want to be able to do that, you're going to have to use two-handed. So if you want to be able to throw your hammer, you will have to use a two-handed weapon. So then you can throw your hammer and it'll come back to you. So it's a compromise you have to make. So if you want to be able to throw your hammer and get it back, you have to use the two-handed weapon. But if not, then you won't be able to throw your weapon. You decide. I'm tempted to make my next Red Death video. I'll probably have the Thor versus the Red Death. I'll have to give it some thoughts. And next we have Hawkeye. As you can see, we can create a pretty darn good version of Hawkeye in this universe online. The headpiece is the Vengeance headpiece that sadly you can only get if you play a lot of PvP. The back piece is the Quiver. The chest piece is the Archer. Obviously I'm using the H emblem because it's Hawkeye. For the bracelets I'm using the Magic's Champion. The belt is the Square Buckle belt. The pants are the War Metal pants, and the boots are the Clean Cuffed boots. So as you can see, we can get pretty darn close to recreating our friend Hawkeye in this universe online. Although if you do not want to play PvP to get the headpiece, an alternative would be to use the Vigilante's Justice face mask and the Partial Cross headpiece. So by combining the two, you can get a pretty good looking Hawkeye character. And next we have our friend Sam Wilson the Falcon. Sadly, this is not my favorite look for the Falcon. There's a few other looks I would have liked to use, but this is pretty much the... sadly, this is the best way I was able to recreate our friend the Falcon. So for the chest piece, I'm using the Chevron chest piece. The hands are the Sinestro handpiece. The belt is the Green Arrow belt, the High Density Tactical belt. The pants are the New Genesis pants. The boots are the Nuclear boots. The face mask is the Vesture of Proselyte mask. Oh, I forgot the hairstyle. The hairstyle! That looks better. Somehow I forgot to change the hairstyle. My bad. And the back piece is the Enhanced Battlehawk back piece. There's quite a whole bunch of wings that I guess we could have used, but Sam had mechanical wings. I know that at some point they were pretty much drawing his wings as bird wings. But I wanted something that reproduced the mechanical aspect of his wings, and these were the better option I could find. It's not the best costume for Sam Wilson, but it's pretty darn accurate, come to think of it. And next we have our friend the Vision. As you can see, we can create a pretty darn good version of Vision. The only thing I don't like is the way the cape kind of covers the emblem a bit. It doesn't show up the diamond shape emblem well enough, but it's a minor nitpick. The cape is the Mr. Miracle cape. The headpiece is the partial slimline headpiece. The chest piece is the pyramid slimline. The gloves are the Aeronaut gloves. The pants are the New Genesis pants, and the boots are the All Suit boots. And for the emblem, any emblem that's sort of diamond shape would do the trick. Although there is a version of Vision that we can recreate that's even closer to one of the versions in the comic, we're just using the classic cape, the Chevron slimline chest piece, again the Green Arrow belt, the High Density Tactical belt, and the reverse slimline pants. And this is very accurate to what the character was using in the early 2000s. There was a period in time, late 90s, early 2000, there's a period in time where this was pretty much the look of the Vision. And here we can create a pretty darn good version of our friend, the Scarlet Witch. For the headpiece, we're using the Dashing Crusader. The chest piece is the one-piece chest piece. There's probably a few other we could use, like the Noble Warrior, but I went with the one-piece chest piece. For the shorts, I went with the reverse slimline. The gloves are the formal gloves. The cape is the classic cape. And for the boots, it's the clean cuffed boots. So we can create a pretty darn good accurate version of the classic Scarlet Witch if we want to. Someone has been asking for some time if I could recreate a Quicksilver. Sadly, within the context of DC Universe Online, this is as close to recreating Quicksilver as I was able to get. Sadly, Quicksilver had a pretty much an asymmetrical design, and pretty much the white part that's plants, that should have been like a lightning bolt or some sort of lightning effect. Sadly, there's no such chest piece in DC Universe Online, at least yet, so this is as close as I was able to get. So I'm using the botanical chest piece. For the hair, I'm using the Racial Ghoul hair. The belt is the Speed Force Spectrum belt. And the boots is the Nuclear boots, the slimline, the reverse slimline pants, and the Aeronaut gloves. So it's not exactly it, but it's as close to Quicksilver as I could get within the context of DC Universe Online. Although in the early days his costume was actually green as opposed to blue, the reason for that is quite simple. There was basically a code for coloring heroes and villains way back when. Basically, primary colors, red, blue, were reserved for hero characters, And tertiary colors were used for villain characters. So green, purple, these were colors used for evil characters. So it's no accident if characters like Doctor Doom are green, and a lot of villains will wear purple, like the Joker. It was pretty much the code way back when. There were exceptions, like for example, Magneto has some red in his costume, but his costume was red and purple at the time. So in the case of Quicksilver, seeing how he started being an evil villain, he started with a green costume, but eventually his costume became blue because he was now one of the good guys. And next we have our friend AntMan. I could have sworn there was a chest piece that was a bit better than this to be able to recreate AntMan, but sadly I couldn't find it. So I went with the slimline chest piece. The headpiece is the Gadgeteer headpiece, and I'm using the steel neon chroma material in the headpiece. The belt is the simple utility belt. The pants are the Captain Cold pants from the Christmas seasonal vendor. And the gloves are the aeronaut gloves and the nuclear boots, which I used before. So as you can see, we can create something that gives the illusion of our friend AntMan well enough. The ears on the side of the head are maybe a little too big for AntMan, but within the context of DC Universe Online, this is pretty darn close. For the Wasp, it was a bit, let's say, challenging. The reason mainly is because for a long time, she was pretty much changing costume almost every issue. Way back when, the logic behind that was she was a fashion designer, so they thought that because of that, she had to change her costume constantly because obviously a fashion designer would never wear the same thing twice. So for a long time, she kept on changing her costume all the time. But then at some point, they kind of settled on a look that kind of looks like that. Not exactly, but this is as close as I was able to get. So I got the Wing Fury chest piece. For the pants, any slimline pants will do the trick. And for the wings, there's a couple of insectoid wings that can be used. So this is about as close to creating the Wasp as I was able to do. Let's see if we can find a better back piece than that. So the back piece I'm using right now is the insectoid. Could have sworn we had another pair of insect wings. I guess I must be crazy. So for the Wasp, this should work well enough. And next we have the Hulk. Obviously this is the Hulk from Planet Hulk. Obviously if you want to recreate the Hulk, all you really need is a pair of purple pants. So that's why I went with the Planet Hulk version instead. So for this version I'm using 3 materials. I'm using the gold material, the bronze material, and the red royal chroma material. So for the headpiece I'm using the Amazon Uplight. The shoulder, the chest piece, and the pants are the Barbarian. The glove and the belt are the Gorgon Slayer. For the feet, I'm using the Greco-Roman. And for the back piece, I'm using the Shimtar Black piece. Here I'm using the enhanced version, but it doesn't matter if it's the enhanced version or the regular version. It's covered with the bronze material anyway. So as you can see, it creates a pretty cool version of our friend Hulk from Planet Hulk, or from the movie Hulk Ragnarok if you're not familiar with the comic. Odds are there's a lot more people who saw Thor Ragnarok than people who actually read the comic, so you probably know this look from the movie as opposed to from the comic. But if you like the Hulk in the Ragnarok movie, and if you want to see where it came from, there's a Planet Hulk comic. It lasted for roughly a year. So there's a Planet Hulk storyline where we did see Hulk as a gladiator fighting some evil monsters in the arena. And next we have T'Challa the Black Panther. Sadly, there was a horrible news this week, a terrible tragedy. Chadwick Boseman, who played Black Panther in the Avengers movie, or even in Civil War, or in Black Panther, let's not forget he had his own movie. Sadly, he passed away this week. I toyed with the idea of making actually, I'd been toying with the idea of making a Black Panther 2020 video for quite some time. This week, maybe I should have made one, but it would have felt like I was trying to exploit the current tragedy. And I'm pretty sure some people would have mentioned this as much. So I decided not to make a Black Panther video. But you can be sure that there was no way I wasn't going to include Black Panther in this Avengers video. So as you can see, we can recreate a pretty darn good version of our friend Black Panther. This is pretty much how he was during the Christopher Priest era, at least at some point. Originally, Black Panther had they had given him like a little cape to his costume, but he had pretty much just a full slimline costume, and with the pointy ears on his headpiece. But he had this sort of little cape, which sadly disappeared pretty quickly. But at some point, they tried in the late 90s, early 2000. They started showing him with the cape a bit more and more, so it pretty much became a staple of the costume at some point. And then they added a whole bunch of what I assume was supposed to be vibranium to the costume, a lot of yellow to be able to give it a bit of contrast, and it worked well enough. So here I'm using the Cloak of Hades to be able to reproduce the little cape that he had. The Vixen emblem reproduced the sort of neck piece that he had. I'm using the Egyptian gloves so that he can have sort of the claws that Black Panther had at some point. For the chest piece and the pants, any slimline chest piece and pants will do the trick. For the boots, I'm still using the nuclear boots, so it allows me to have a tiny bit of yellow, of vibranium on the sole of the boots. For the headpiece, obviously I'm using the Batman headpiece, but I'm coloring the skin black, but I'm not just coloring the skin black, I'm also using the glowing skin, so that it gives us a nice black for the skin. And for the eyes, I'm using the bug goggle eyes so that we can actually see the eyes of the character. I did not apply, and I'm using the black neon chroma material because I didn't use the material on the cape because I wanted to have the chain and the clasps on the chain yellow. And sadly, if I use the material, only one of those would be yellow. I guess the Dark Spectre headpiece could work a bit better to reproduce the Black Panther helmet from the Civil War movie or the Avengers movies. So you decide which one you prefer. So it's very sad that sadly he passed away. When we first saw him in Civil War, he was pretty much perfect to play a Black Panther. And next we have our friend Captain Marvel. The Manhunter emblem is perfect for Captain Marvel. The chevron chest piece also works well enough. The two-color slimline pants, the DC Bombshell Harley Quinn gloves, the nuclear boots. For the belt, I had a hard time finding a belt that worked well enough. I had to settle for the Tech Ninja belt. It's not perfect, but it's close enough to recreate Captain Marvel. And let's show a few Avengers villains. Although I showed Ultron not too long ago when I made a few videos about the Avenging Angel mask. So if you want to see more information or more details about our friend Ultron, you can go take a look at that video. But basically I'm using the Avenging Angel face mask, the Flash headpiece. For the chest piece and the pants, pretty much any slimline will do the trick. I'm using the Techno belt. And for the shoulders, I'm using the Main Man shoulders, the Lobo shoulders. And to get those awesome looking Kirby dots around the character, I'm using the Blue Plasmic Aura. So it gives us a freaky good looking Ultron character. And of course, we have to include Thanos, the Mad Titan, because we have no choice. So this is pretty much as close to the armored version of Thanos as I was able to get. I've been toying with the idea of making a Thanos video for quite some time. I should have made a Thanos the Mad video way back when. It just didn't happen. So of course I'm using the golden neon chroma material. For the chest and the hands, I'm using the Zone Walker. The shoulders are the Shepherd of Adara. The waist, the Vestment of Rage. The pants are the Apocalyptian General. The boots are the Strength of Ram. And the headpiece is the Knight headpiece. I'm using the rock skin also to get the glowing eyes. But there's probably other skins you could use if you prefer. So obviously there's a lot more Avengers that could have been covered. At some point in time, pretty much every single characters in the Marvel Universe were Avengers at one point or another. But as you saw, I have a tendency to gravitate more towards the classic version of the characters. But if you want to see more Avengers, I'll see if I can make a follow-up video. But if there's a specific Avenger you would like to see a video for, just ask in the comment section down below and I'll see what I can do about it. Also, I already have a bunch of videos about the various Avengers, so if you want to see more about Captain America, about Iron Man, or about the Avengers in general, again, just search in my videos. You should be able to find more videos about the various Avengers. I'm a bit of a cheater, pumpkin eater. I wanted to show a cool looking version of Silver Surfer that we can recreate with the steel neon chroma material. I should probably have saved this for a future Fantastic Four video. Sadly, I have no idea when that's going to happen, so I had to show it right now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask so in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do about answering your questions. I have roughly 2,000 videos about this universe online at this point, so if I don't answer your question right away, just search in my videos. Odds are I already made a video that answers your question. And that's going to be pretty much it for now, guys. So as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Excelsior! Sorry, I got carried away.